Hey there, Julian McBain here, and welcome to my 25th Saturday vlog. So, first, the housekeeping bit. I'm gonna be out here hunting pleeks, because why not? I'm not gonna use that gun, though. There we go. Work on my pleek rangers, because I only need, you know, thousands of them. So yeah, it's been an interesting week. Work this week was just insane. Like, completely nutso. So I'm really glad that it's Friday. That I'm recording is Friday. But no rest for the weary, because I get to travel about 3 hours tomorrow to go to a family reunion. And, no, it's not a redneck family reunion. That might actually be entertaining, but, no. I do love my family. I do. But it does mean that it's going to be a very busy weekend because, you know, it's still fencing on Sunday. Good Lord. I forgot how fast these things drop. Maybe I should have bought a pistol to hunt them? Yeah, screw it. Oh, that's right. They have the aim issue. But anyway, yeah, super busy week. Really glad it's over. But it has been interesting. You know, summer's here, and so everyone's pulling out their nice cars, and so of course in Vermont we have snow for 7 months out of the year. So you drive down the road one day and everyone's in their big giant SUVs, and all of a sudden, you know, summer's come because all the convertibles are out. And when I say that, for the most part, we're not talking new convertibles. There are a lot of like 1980s convertibles here. But it is kind of cool to see. Oh my goodness. I went into this without a topic, so figure that shit out. Oh yeah, things I do want to talk about. So, I had been planning on expanding on one of the McBain Moments vids I did on goal setting. And it just wasn't turning out the way I wanted. And so I'm reconsidering how I'm doing that. And I think the reason why is because it wasn't planned as well as it should have been. And so I'm determining how to make that better. And I haven't figured that out yet. I don't want to go scripted because I feel that's too canned. But I think more notes and maybe a slight change in topic or a more precise grasp of the topic might be a better way of putting it. I need to do more research before I'm ready to put out like a full webinar. And what it turned out to be is I simply took one McBain Moments and I was turning it into 5 of them, and that's not really the goal I had. Oh good, the tempo trial's done. You know, I really want to, if I'm going to go through all the effort to make a webinar, I want it to be useful. And I wasn't satisfied with the way it was turning out, so I'm going to nuke those. They're technically up on YouTube, but you'll never find them because they're unlisted. And then on top of that, the URLs on the website, which was the only way you could really watch them, are they haven't been released. So I'm going to nuke those, and I'm going to come up with a better way of doing it, and I'm going to do a longer form video that will be posted to the website, possibly directly. So yeah, that's in the works. I haven't figured out all of the logistics of it. I haven't really. I haven't figured out how all of that's going to go yet. But as soon as I've got it figured out, I'll let you know. Because I'll probably make a video on it. I am excited to start doing more. And I think one of my issues is I'm having a little bit of trouble with focus. And I'm not just talking about personal focus, I'm also talking a little bit about channel focus. I think I'm stretching myself a little too thin too fast. You know, I like what I'm doing and I don't want to stop, but how do I do it in a way that's going to continue to be quality content on top of quantity? And I've set some pretty big goals for myself. Like, I want to continue producing 7 days a week. That's a baseline for me. I wasn't going to... Oh, the other one disappeared. I want to continue producing 7 days a week. And then I want to start doing more long-form videos, like hour-long. Like once a month, I want to do some sort of beneficial quality video that's based off of something that I talk about in McBain Moments. Because the purpose of McBain Moments is to make everyone feel better. You know, how do we take that next step from someone who's right there with you in the trenches figuring it out? Because I don't promise to have all the answers, right? Because I don't. I'm still learning all this shit too. But in my opinion, that's what makes it worthwhile. Is that you know that I don't have all the answers because I haven't got it all figured out. I'm not one of the... And I'm not dissing on the gurus because I watch plenty of them. But, well, not plenty of them. I watch like 2. But what it is, you know, sometimes you don't get a sense of what it's that maybe they weren't ever there. But I'm right there. I'm experiencing it. So that's why I really enjoy doing it, because sometimes having someone who is or has very recently been in the same situation can help out. And that's what, you know, that's what I want to do. Is in the end I want to help people. Maybe I'm getting too big for my boots. I don't care. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. And if it turns out to be a flop, it's a flop, and I learned something new. Critical hit for the win. So yeah, my goal is that by the end of June I'll have the first of these webinars produced. I've got to figure out how I'm going to do that. And then that will be featured on McBainManor.com. That I'm not going to do as a straight channel release. I want those visibly separated because of the method of content delivery and what they represent. But I will make sure that you can find those videos, because I'll make sure that URLs are posted both on the website and on my YouTube videos. If there is a McBain Moments topic that you would like to see expanded on, for the love of God, give me a comment so I know what to do. I have no problem going more in depth on any McBain Moments topic or anything you hear in the vlogs. I need to know that that's what you're looking for. Which is not to say that, you know, everything commented on will actually have a video made about it, but because I'm only one person. This is a one-man show, folks. For the most part. I mean, I get a lot of moral support, and I get a lot of emotional support from my lady, and from my friends, but I mean, I'm pretty much a one-man operation. Which, you know, that's okay. That's not a bad thing. That was cool. That would have been cooler if it had been the first person, but I would have been looking straight at the ground. Oh yeah, I should probably mention that to Chris. The fact that for some reason when you're targeting something, you look down rather than at the mob. At least if you're in first person view. This is another issue. This mob is dead, and it's still moving. It doesn't know it's dead. It is an undead mob. That's what they should do! Oh, that would be cool. You know, when they die, they turn into skeletons, so that if they don't drop the way they're supposed to, they're just undead. Maybe deliberately program it so like 1 in 10 comes back to life and eats your face. No, I'm joking. No, Creative Kingdoms, please don't do that. It was bad enough I ran into level 22 versions of these pigeons. I was surprised to find out that they were a relatively recent addition, though. I think 2 or 3 years ago they were added, and I found out also, and I had suspected, but I wasn't sure. Cyrene is still in a beta state, so that's good to know because that explains a lot. Like back when I first started on Cyrene, I didn't give a I was here for 1 video or 2 videos, and I was like, okay, folks, I'm done. This is irritating, but I didn't give it a fair shake. And then once I did, I started to really fall in love with the place. And then, you know, because I'm a content creator, I had to explore other worlds and do other things, but I was really excited to come back. And now that I'm starting to actually interact with the community in Cyrene, the way I probably should have from day one, I'm enjoying the planet even more than I initially did. How much of that? Oh. So yeah, no, it's been good. This is all good stuff. But anyway, yeah, one of the things I did this week, you know, I've been talking a lot about goal setting, and I realized I'd set my goal. In fact, the goal takes up, like, my 10-year meta goal. Takes up, like, a whole page of my blue notebook, where I write all my ideas down and all of the stuff, which I neglected to do for this video. You can always tell when I neglect to do it, too, can't you? Kind of like I went off on a tangent in one of my other videos and talked about dogs and birds and stuff. Oh my. But I have my 10-year goal in the book with a generalized idea of how I'm going to achieve that goal. And then this week I actually laid out the plan of action, and it's quite dense. There's a lot to it. And it's going to involve a lot more content creation, and I'm not sure where I'm going to steal the time from, but I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to republish Ghosts of the Past. I'm figuring out where I'm going to do that because I'm trying to work with my publisher, but they're super busy too. You know, no fault on them. And then I've got a sequel that's been in the works for damn near a decade. I want to finish that and get that out. And then I want to finish the trilogy off so that it's done. You know? 15 years in the making. I would like to actually finish that project at some point. And then who knows where I'll go from there. I'm also working on, for those of you who read my blog, you might remember the series I did on the Noble Habitus. And I'm doing an actual, a longer form, for lack of a better term, an essay that I'm working on that. Slowly, but surely, I'll work on it like half an hour, 2 or 3 times a week. And so, figuring out what I'm going to do with that, and I've edited the first 2 sections. I think I'm on the 3rd. And I wrote an introduction for it, and I'm figuring out, you know, do I want it to be just an essay, or do I want to try turning it into something that's more personal development, and how holding to these principles have helped me, which I think could be good. But then I always question myself. I'm like, do I really have, am I in a position to be able to comment on such things, being in the position I'm in? And then the other part of me is like, well, just because you're still a work in process doesn't mean you haven't been through it. I'm like, yeah, that's the truth. There's a lot of internal conversations. And so just figuring all of that out, I think, is going to be important to how I tackle this whole content creation project I have thrust upon myself. I would be curious to know how many of you, my viewers, actually read my blog. Drop a comment, please. I would appreciate knowing. Because, I mean, it's not a busy site, but I still get, like, 300 views a month. Which isn't a lot, not for a blog, but it's still not nothing. Oh. Oh, fuck. And for those of you who do, I really appreciate the amount of support you give. And no, I'm not really monetized or anything like that. I mean, I've got the ads on my website, but that doesn't really do very much. And no, it's not a complaint. It is what it is. Kind of helps offset the expense of keeping the site going. But I would be curious, and I do appreciate all the support. Just by subscribing to me, that provides a lot of support. And I do appreciate it. And if you do comment, I make an effort to respond to all comments. I'm not always perfect at it, because I'm human and introverted. But I do make an effort. I kind of feel guilty shooting these things. It's almost like they have no hit points at all. No, it's not almost like they have no hit points at all. But I can see where they would be a definite threat to new players. But I just feel completely OP. If you read my Entropia fiction, I'm filling my Otis with meat for the colonists. And for those of you who are wondering what the hell an Otis is, it's what I call the inventory screens in my short stories for Entropia. Which, if you haven't read them yet, go to McBainManor.com and read my short stories. They're not bad. I won't say they're terrific, but they're not bad, in my opinion. I don't know. You could go there and rip them apart. I don't even care. I just do it because it's fun. I currently have 2 out. I'm working on a 3rd. All of them are based on Cyrene for the time being. I do have a couple Calypso-based ones that are in my vlog. I need to extract those, do a little bit of editing, and then get them with the others so that they're all in one place. Because just because they're not on Cyrene doesn't mean they're not worthy. Actually, I think I have 1 or 2 on Monria as well. Or maybe I was going to and didn't. I can't remember. Too much shit. Had to check my time. Thank you. Oh, no wonder. I'm like, why the fuck aren't I turning? My cursor's on. There we go. So yeah. What else? That's I don't have a lot tonight, which is unusual for me. Usually when my vlog comes around, I've got like diarrhea of the mouth or some shit. Oh, I will state this for the record for those of you who are still watching. I make my best attempt to avoid politics like the plague on my channel, for good reason. Because everyone right now is super polarized, and you know what? That's their thing. But when it comes to what happened recently with YouTube and the infantile feud between the 2 content creators, my big thing is I don't care what YouTube does as long as they're consistent across the board. And that's it. And that was the purpose of me putting out the official statement. And as far as I'm concerned, that's the beginning and the end of the situation. I mean, I do think YouTube they have a problem with not being precise and interpreting their policies differently depending on the amount of public outcry, which I think is incorrect. But, and maybe that's why I keep, controversy comes up when I say, you need to fix this, and I lose views. So maybe, I'm getting reduced too. I don't really care. I mean, YouTube caught a rasher of shit for it. They've been ratioed like there's no tomorrow. They're still getting ratioed. But it's just all this over some kindergarten level reality TV bullshit feud, frankly, between two idiots. And that's my take on it. And that's all I'm going to say on the matter. You don't have to like my opinion. You don't have to agree with my opinion, but there it is. And with that, I think I'm going to retreat from these pleeks. Because I think I've killed enough birds to make small birds in a pie for, like, the whole army. For those of you wondering what small birds in a pie is, it's an old medieval dish where you cook doves. So, basically pigeons into a pie. Yes, that was a thing. There was a time people would eat pigeons. I wouldn't eat pigeon now. Well, food's pretty scarce back then. You'd probably eat just about anything back in the Middle Ages, but basically it was pigeon pie, and people loved it. Because frankly, you could step outside your door and find a pigeon. That hasn't changed very much. Better yet, even though the king owned all of the game, he really didn't care about pigeons either because they were pests. How was our loot on this one? Yeah, not bad. Okay, guys, we're going to call it here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Please like, share, and subscribe down below. I really do appreciate all of your support. It has been great. I'm looking forward to another year. That's right, my anniversary is coming up. It's June 7th. The 28th, I think, was my first day of production. I am so happy I made it a full year, guys. 1 full year as a content creator, and I think I only missed 2 weeks the entire year because I went on vacation. That's incredible. Guys, thank you so much for all of the support. You all have a wonderful day.